Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Tyler Moland, and I'm the president of the Glen Carolers Association. This year has been such a hard year for everyone. With COVID and the changes in our daily lives, it's just very hard on everyone. When I became president, I would never have guessed that I'd be giving this speech online. Normally it'd be given at Zion Lutheran Church in Glen Rock on Christmas Eve before we continue our trek throughout the town. In September, I called a meeting of the executive committee just to get an idea of what we wanted to do as an organization through these struggling times. I found out that this was the first ever executive committee meeting that has been held since the executive committee was formed in 1920, exactly 100 years from now. Before the meeting, I talked to some of the members of the executive committee to try to get them to brainstorm some ideas and maybe ask some other carolers or other family members thoughts that they had of what to do for this year. I thought long and hard about the goals that I had for this meeting, and overall I came up with 3. The first was the safety of the group as a whole. The second was the safety of the community. The third was to continue this tradition for the 173rd year. After our meeting, the executive committee and I came up with an agreement that this year we would be able to meet those goals. Overall, we were going to split up into 2 groups, doing half of the town for each group, without any indoor activities. This would allow for smaller groups of carolers, also smaller groups of followers, and also making it safer for everybody, but still being able to continue the tradition that we all know and love. Christmas has changed so much for me over my lifetime. At first, it was about spending time with family and the traditions we had as a family. Ever since I can remember, Christmas Eve, we would always go down to my great-grandfather's house, Perry Crow, on 17 Manchester Street. All the cousins would go there. We would do a gift exchange and get to see each other, hang out and play together. And eventually then my great-grandfather and grandfather would go out on their evening trek and sing carols throughout the town with the carolers. This is what Christmas was for me. In 2004, I was invited to sing with the carolers by my grandfather, Ken Crow. This was the year after my great-grandfather passed away in 2003 after singing 61 years with the carolers. Over the years, family traditions continued, just in a new home at my aunt's house. Toward the end of the evening, my grandfather and I would start to get ready, get our sweaters on, and head down to Glen Rock, to Zion Church in Glen Rock for the Christmas Eve concert. After the concert, we would begin our trek throughout the town of Glen Rock until midnight, or starting at midnight until the morning. There were a couple times that it was pretty hard to finish the long night. Some people even claim that there was a couple young guys that were on the couch at Linda and Dale Smith's that fell asleep, but I don't really remember that. As the years progressed, traditions continued as well. Once I was in high school, I started going to an organization called Young Life at Dallastown, which is the organization that introduces adolescents to Jesus Christ and helps them grow in their faith. In the summer of 2011, it really helped me. I really started to listen to what my leaders said and what they were bringing to the table. They were telling me about Jesus and how he wanted a personal relationship with me. At first, I wasn't too keen on it. I didn't think it was exactly for me. But later in 2012, I started a personal relationship with Christ. And this has brought me so many changes to my life and such a huge blessing for me. It has changed my perspective on life and enabled me to forgive those around me and calm my anger to those that would come out around me. I have developed amazing lifelong friendships. I was able to meet my wife of now 3 years, and I get to live a life honoring God. Most importantly though, it has brought me new meaning for Christmas. Christmas is the day that God sent his son to us down here to earth. Without him, we wouldn't be able to have a personal relationship with God the Father. This year is my 17th Christmas singing with the carolers, and for the last 8 years, I have been able to reflect on the songs we sing as not just traditions, but also as songs sung the day Jesus was born. Christmas is filled with so many sweet traditions with family and friends, but most importantly, the day of Jesus' birth. I want to thank everybody for watching my Christmas message to you. Thank you to the fire police that will be walking along with us, keeping us safe from traffic throughout the night. Thank you to Trinity UCC for allowing us to use their parking lot for our practices this year. Also to the carolers, thank you so much for being flexible and willing and open to discussing your thoughts and ideas with me, as well as the other committee members. Thank you to the executive committee for all the time spent together discussing the ideas brought up and making the decisions that were made. Lastly, thank you to my friends and family for all that you do and all the love and support you've had for me over the years as I continue this tradition. Thank you all. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.